Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on ye old bravs. Everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good, my little honey pie. So, guys, today's a crazy day because we just did a 2-hour something recap of Beverly Hills, and guess what? We are jumping right into Real Housewives of Miami.
Yeah. You're going to get the last few remaining cells I have in my brain. I am officially brain dead after the Beverly Hills recap. But that's, I think, actually a good space to be in for talking about Miami, I have to say. Because, by the way, I love this show. I love it so much.
It's so funny. And it is a perfect way to talk about Larsa, who is also brain dead. So it's basically brain dead people talking about brain dead people,
Ronnie,
which is always helpful.
We are so dumb. We are so unprofessional. We are two unprofessional podcasters. We should really take this from the top and learn the lessons we learned from Larsa and Pippen starting up a podcast. Okay, here we go. Hi, everyone. I'm Ben. I'm doing a podcast.
Wait, what is it? What is it? Say it. What's the line like? What's the line?
You say, I'm Larsa, and then I'll say I'm Marcus.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Like start again. Like, hi, it's Lars.
Marcus.
What?
Yeah. And
Like, no, like it's hard.
This is
it written
separation.
down?
Separation.
Like we have like a
separation.
You do. I'm gonna do like maybe. You
say-
know what? Like
you say anxiety.
I should do it all.
No,
Yeah.
you say anxiety. I'll say separation.
It's anxiety.
Separation.
Like
Two.
what?
Welcome.
Wait, what are you saying?
Pod.
What's that?
Say cast. Pod.
Huh?
Cast.
Like,
Separation.
what?
Welcome.
You are.
You are.
Why'd you
Love
say
you.
that to
I
me?
love you.
I love you so much.
I love you so
I'm
much.
obsessed with
I'm
you.
like obsessed.
Like, I
Yeah.
can't-
Like you're hot, babe. Babe,
You're
hot.
so
like
hot.
the way like
I wish
you're
I could
like
stick this
have hips.
podcast inside of me.
If-
You're like so sexy.
You want to kiss me?
These two. Wow.
Apparently my Marcus is sort of a variation on Carl, and that's just gonna be how it is for today.
Air Jordan with an H.
Air Jordan.
Okay, everybody. Larsa is given another sack of money for like literally being human garbage. I cannot understand.
The great cancer
I
denier.
can't understand it. But you know what? I don't understand math, and that doesn't mean math doesn't exist. People use it. I mean, the tax people know it, so it's a thing.
Yeah, this show is just absolutely wild. Let's just dive into it. But of course, by the way, we're on Patreon, patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens. So you can watch us and not just listen. So go check us out, Crappens on Demand.
And do it.
Do that.
Get a video.
This episode, I started laughing as soon as this episode started because we have Adriana and Julia's practicing for this opera performance that's been teased out. Now it's going to be going into its 4th episode because she still hasn't sung the opera yet. So we hear Adriana play like a chord. It's like plong, and we just hear Julia hit one note, only one note, and we already know it's terrible. She goes, oh, and we're like, nope, stop.
No, please, no. God, no, please. Adriana's like, something no one will ever say to you when they hear what I just heard. Again. Let's do it again. Also, we missed last week.
I was just about to
if you
say.
did not see a recap last week, that's because we didn't do one. Okay? And what an episode to miss. The first 5 minutes was Nicole and Anthony pretending to laugh while they played basketball and talking about how rich they are. And then it devolved. I mean, it actually ended up being very funny because the entire episode fight was fighting about farts in a Sprinter van.
That's true.
I mean, is there a better fight than a fight about farting in a Sprinter? It wasn't farting in the Sprinter van. Adriana said, you better watch out because I had corn and that gives me flatulence. And then in the bathroom,
6 minutes after they left.
They stopped to go pee-pee. Yeah,
6
they went
minutes
to like a
later.
public restroom. And Marisol said, oh my God, she's got flatulence. Watch out for the rest of us. Am I right? And then Adriana heard them. I was like, how dare you do this to me in a public bathroom?
You say you're my friend?
I've been traumatized.
And then they fight. Because then Marisol's like, well, now I'm going to be trapped. And now we're trapped in the van with you. And he goes, well, maybe we're trapped with you, hater. And then it's like, and then they just start fighting. And Alexia's screaming. And then Alexia's like, you know, the reason why Todd, Peter, the reason why Todd didn't come to the party is because of you, Adriana. So they have a full on blowout. And then they have to play basketball on top of everything else. And then Todd is in the bus. Adriana's like, well, wait till you see my birthday gift. Just wait to see my birthday gift, because she obviously knew what the birthday gift was going to be. And then Todd has stashed the birthday gift in the locker room. He's like,
Hey, Adriana, why don't you grab that box? Why don't you grab that box from up there, Adriana?
and so she's like, oh my God, everyone look, Todd got me this bag. Look, everyone, look. I had no idea there'd be a bag here for me. Everyone look.
Wasn't it a gold watch or something?
Oh, it was a watch, but it was in a bag. So in my mind, I was thinking it was a bag.
Oh. I don't remember what it was.
It was
actually.
I think it was a watch. It was a watch.
And the funny thing to me too was that she's trying to prove that she's not a shallow person who only cares about Todd's money by bragging in front of everybody about the gold watch he just got her,
Exactly.
like the Rolex he just got her.
And then there was also like 15 minutes of all these women failing to play basketball effectively, like just like airball after airball after airball and falling over. And it was hilarious. And Adriana at the end of it was like, well, I'm not going to invite Alexia and Marisol to the fuck cancer party because that's at my house and I don't want them at my house. And so that was the big drama of like, how is this all going to work out?
Being petty at a cancer party. I mean,
Yeah.
this show really knows how to do it.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
really does.
They don't get to come to my cancer party. Oh, really? I just heard that's going to be a real humdinger there. Julia's going to sing opera. We're going to talk about cancer. Wow. Please make sure I'm on that list. So, okay. So now the piano practice, we're a couple days away from the fuck cancer event. And Nicole is showing her kid the new house and his room. And he's like,
This room is so little.
Yeah. And then we go to Gertie and her son is.
to which I say, spank that kid. How dare you get a fucking job, kid? How about that, you ungrateful little fucker?
It was
Says that.
It was too early for me in the episode for me to really like onboard anything a child would be saying. So I just went forward. I was like, whatever. It's a child. I can't do it right yet. And then we go to Gertie and she's with her child and they're cleaning a turtle. To which I say, be careful of the salmonella, as I discussed last season. And then, speaking of turtles, we then go over to Steve and Marisol. And Steve is like, well, Marisol, you look stylish in your sling. And she's like, well, what choice do I have? I'm wacky. And she has now a sling because of basketball.
Listen, I'm self-diagnosing what happened after basketball. I've got a broken hip. I've got a broken spindle, shoulder, clavicle. I don't know what a spindle is, but I just said that.
broke it.
Spine probably is what I meant. My brain is always broken, which is hilarious. Did somebody write that down? That is funny. We should make T-shirts that say my brain is broken. First one to use that. It's very funny. Very funny.
Well,
So,
well,
cookies.
well, Marisol, let's toast. And she's like, oh, slow down with the cheers, Steve. You're a regular party animal. I mean, you'll get me lit before Keeks gets here. We're just so wild. And then Kiki does show up. And Kiki has a walker because she messed up her feet so much at basketball.
She's like, who would have thought? Me, Kiki Barth, runway model in a walker. Know what? Maybe I gave Adriana too much shit last year for her ankle. I could maybe use a limp dick to limp on. Maybe a dick. I love dick. I'm going to limp on some dick.
My foot is damaged so badly, I'm surprised a bald man didn't just punch me in the foot. That's what they do.
You can't trust them. So Steve brings a drink and he's like, I'm going to leave you guys here to console each other with your feet that don't work. Oh, Steve. God, that's hilarious, Steve. Steve, go over there and be hilarious. This guy's hilarious. Guess what? Steve just said to me the same thing I met the first time I met him in a gay bar. Nice sling. Look great, man.
He is a regular icon in the gay community. Wow, let's talk about
Icon.
icon. That's me. Let's talk about Adriana. I mean, the moment she got on that Sprinter van, she was ready. She was war ready. She got her sunglasses on. Okay, like you saw that. I mean, a whole fight over flatulence. Over flatulence.
What is this? She's like, it's a word, flatulence. All right, let me write it down so you can get it. And Kiki's like, why don't you just say it simple? Why does it have to, what is flatulent? Flatulent. That's a, what, why? Why?
She's like, in Creole it's so simple. You just say pate. Who pate santi? Pate santi. Pate santi. I mean, it's simple. Why is English so complicated? Flatulent. And I love that, of course, Marisol has like a little dry erase board ready. Like she has every prop ready to go in her backyard.
Yeah. And she's like doing the full writing it down thing. And Kiki's like, by the way, Who are they talking about now? Somebody is the only person to check in on her. Someone checked in on Kiki.
So
today.
Kiki, well,
and she's
about Larsa. I'm sorry, Nicole. They're talking about Nicole and
Nicole.
Larsa, and she's saying like Larsa never checked in on her. Like Nicole called her early in the morning, and in fact, everyone called Kiki to check, see, hey, how's your foot doing? Everyone except from Larsa, for Larsa.
I'm shocked. Usually, Larsa is known as like such a giving person who thinks about other people. It is crazy.
It is wild. And
so next we go to a Alexia in a Burberry tacky ass outfit. It looks like Linda the mom's PJ bottoms on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and she's like, "I'm wearing my Burberry to go make dough."
if I'm making pizza, I am not going to be wearing Burberry. So
Well, neither is she. So
it's like blubbery. That's what it's called. So it's a double date with Alexia and Todd and Anthony and Nicole, and they're gonna go make pizza. And Alexia's like, although Todd and I don't like really cook, like I thought it'd be so fun to like take a cooking class where like after 5 minutes we can be like, can we stop cooking? Can we just like eat now?
Yeah.
And so that's what we're gonna do.
yeah, but like I wanted to invite Anthony and Nicole because like I want them to know that like I want to be friends with them. Okay, like that's what I want them to know. So Anthony and Nicole show up and they start making pizza dough. And of course, I'm waiting because, every time Anthony comes on screen, it's about how rich he is. And he's like, oh my God, did you lose your ring in that dough there? Oh, well, that's going to be an expensive pizza. Whoa!
I was waiting for him to talk about how he has a pizza oven in the backyard and brag about how it was like imported from, Naples or something. But instead, we do hear Nicole say, fun fact, and she's like holding up her invisible apple as usual. Fun fact, I always tell Anthony, like if I had all the time in the world, I would go to culinary school just for fun. And like during COVID, I got a sous vide machine and I was sous videing everything. I just got very fancy. I'm like, I don't know if those were like fun facts, but I guess it's information. I find that sous vide machines are never fun facts.
Yeah. So then Alexia's like, oh my God, I'm like so happy that you showed up at the party that I had. And Todd's like,
Yeah, you're both such big people for accepting my apology, because I meant it. All right, all 9 minutes worth. I meant every bit of that, Next time I'm going to split it up into different TikToks. All right? It did real well. It got a lot of engagement. What do you want from me, huh?
Yeah, well, the real reason why we chose this pizza making class is because it took 40 minutes for us to make our dough. It makes Todd's apology scale down and seem very small.
literally, if Todd apologizes again, we could have made like 5 pizza doughs.
That was taking a long. By the way, their pizza dough took a very long time. Does pizza dough normally take 40 minutes to knead? I thought like
Pizza dough's not easy, and what a weird thing because the guy's like, "Okay, we're gonna show you how to make pizza dough, but ours like it cures for 75 hours, so we're just gonna give you some. Just give me the fucking pizza dough, okay?"
Yeah, if you're gonna also like cut corners, then have them do it for 5 minutes, and you say, okay, well, you just do that for another 35 minutes. But here, let's fast forward, and here's the dough, and now like make a pizza out of it. They don't. By the way, they didn't even make pizzas. They just kneaded a dough for 40 minutes, and they brought up prosciutto. We didn't even see them put sauce and cheese and all the stuff. That's the fun part. That's the whole reason why you do the pizza class.
They just skipped the pizza part. That's funny. So Anthony's like, yeah, well, I was emailing you about that apology because I thought it was fake. And we get Todd looks all offended. He goes, yeah, because my receptionist was like, hey, there's a delivery for you. And I'm like, okay, bring it up. And she's laughing because I'm hiccuping because I'm drinking Topo Chico while I'm doing a recap like a real professional. And she's like, it's flowers and chocolates in a card. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening right now? And then I saw this Instagram thing that she showed me. I mean, give me a break. And then we see a clip of the Instagram video.
Right, as it's like 3 months earlier.
And now I say, first of all, I want to apologize. Hold on, let me get my piece of paper so I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Hello. This is Todd from Miami. And I want to say, what I said about Anthony was totally disrespectful and came from a place of rage. But what I want to say is, man to man, via Instagram, which should be called Instaman, because it's a man-to-man conversation, I apologize.
It was terrible of me to therefore too hot for, therefore, supposedly, say something about another man that would hurt the pride of a man, because he's a man. I'm a man. He's a man. We're all men. Guess what I'm giving him? This is the manliest thing I could think of. Flowers, a card, and chocolate. The good stuff. Godivas.
It comes with no sarcasm, just some humor, and perhaps a misguided sense of what good chocolates are. So please enjoy this care package.
How can chocolate be bad if it's got the word God in it? Am I right? Hold on. Shuffle, shuffle, paper, shuffle.
Fun
When
fact.
God therefore saith unto Adam, do not mock another man's business. It is very unprofessional.
Fun fact, and I'm being sincere because I'm looking in the camera. Alexia hates when I mention Godiva chocolates because she thinks there's more to the sentence.
Godiva, like, what do you have? You said, God, I have a something. What else? What do you have? What do you have, Todd?
Godiva.
Godiva! Headache.
He's a
I'm
headache.
so in love with Godiva.
Godiva.
Godiva chocolate. So we come back. This thing is ridiculous. And also, I remember at the time, I think they were fighting about it at the reunion. Wait, were they? I just remember somehow he got these chocolates, and then Anthony made fun of the chocolates online. It was like, I mean, Godiva's the good stuff. Personally, I would have gone with some, and then he named like a really fancy chocolate, which I'm too poor to know about, because like to me, Milk Duds are cream of the crop. But
Godiva is apparently very mid-pack to low-pack chocolate. Apparently, they just have really good marketing. That's what my friend who went to culinary school
it's
said.
fancy for pores.
Yeah, there you go.
Like us.
It's true.
Like, wow, Godiva. If you
Listen.
give me a Godiva, I'm like, wow.
No, they sell it at Hudson News at the airport. Enough said. Okay, let's be honest. It's time to have a reckoning.
It's a reality reckoning for Godiva. It's a Godiva reckoning.
Chocolate reckoning.
Chocolate reckoning. I'm
You know
blowing
what?
the lid off of chocolate.
You know what? There's one M&M. She's called the drunk slut. You know whose fault that is? Andy Cohen. All right.
My Latin
fix it.
teacher was so mad at M&Ms. She was like, she had this brilliant idea. I probably should just stop the story. I already know the story is not going anyplace good.
Really? Because now everybody needs to know about the Latin teacher who is mad at M&Ms. Like,
Okay, so
Are
the
they
year was
still an idea from her?
1997. She thinks so. So the year is 1997, and she was very proud because she knew that the year 2000 was coming around, and 2000 in Roman numerals is M and M. So she wrote a letter to M&M's, or like the Mars Corporation, and said that M&M's should be the official candy of the year 2000 because of M&M. And she was like, and they never wrote me back. This is a story she told in class at least 2 or 3 times.
you shouldn't have written a letter in Latin. I'm just. I mean, I'm not the smart off to the teacher, but you know her ass did.
She's like,
Like,
quad
I don't have a
is-"
decoder ring for your ass, okay?
She's like, et cetera, et al. Ibis.
From the Latin base. What do you call an original word?
They're like-
the Latin root.
Yes, they're like, we feel like
M&M.
there's a really good suggestion in this letter, but the conjugations are so tricky.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Okay, so they're still talking about the flowers and the cards, and Todd is so cringe. And also, Alexia looks miserable. I mean, she's just nodding and blinking, but she's not smiling. I don't think we see one smile come out of this lady for the whole episode, really.
Well,
so then,
she's mad at the
Alexia-
injustice. She's probably thinking, "Look, I just did all this bread, and they take it away. I'm just like basically working for them. It's a con. Like we paid for us to do work. It's not fair. It's not right. You know, that's what she was thinking. She was just thinking about the pizza dough.
So Alexia is like, so Julia's having her fuck cancer party, you know, and I'm for sure going to be there. But like, I think it's a little weird. Like she's having it at Adriana's house because last time I saw her was at the Sprinter. That's the last time. And at that moment, I said she had a lot to do with Todd not being there. So she, you know, she took it like a personal thing. I'm like, it was a personal thing. You said your husband wouldn't be around her. How is that not a personal thing?
No. You got it all wrong, Ronnie. Here's the thing. It wasn't personal against Adriana. It was a global picture. Okay? Listen, that group has a lot of energy amongst themselves. And when you put them together, things could happen.
So, ooh, it's still about Adriana then. So Nicole's like, well, I don't know why Todd didn't come to the party. I mean, Alexi and Todd have like different versions of the story, and Adriana has her own version. And like, I think that the truth is like just like somewhere in the middle. And whatever that truth is, we could probably buy it 5 times over.
And so Lexi's like, well, we're not going to fight at a cancer party, which remains to be seen. But
Not with this cast.
I do not believe you.
Hello, hello, hello.
So then we go.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hey.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I sound good. Hello, do you hear me?
MJ.
Do you hear me?
MJ, but it's spelled
Hi.
with an H.
Hi.
Spelled with an H.
Marcus, can you
'Cause
hear
I'm
me?
like an air.
Can you hear me,
Jack,
Marcus,
to
in your
Michael Jordan.
microphone?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I'm an air. I'm
XYZ,
rich.
XYZ.
Rich. Very good at
this and that.
I'm very good at things too, though.
This and that, XYZ. I
I'm
love.
not in the shadow.
You're not in the. No,
Air.
your shadow's so
Jordan.
sexy, babe. You have a sexy shadow,
I want to
babe.
fuck your shadow. Your
I want to
shadow's
fuck
so
your
sexy.
shadow. Can our shadows have
I want to
sex?
fuck your shadow.
Oh my
Let's
god.
fuck- Oh my god.
I'd like
my
your
shadow's making out
your
with
shadow
your
is like raspy and sexy. What a sexy shadow.
Oh my god, the sun moved, and I just
Yeah.
gave your shadow a going away party.
That was so sexy,
It's
babe.
like moved.
Babe, that was hot. That was so
Yeah.
hot.
Okay, let's try it again.
Okay.
Listen, this podcast, this is like a new chapter for me. Like, and I don't even like read.
I've like never gone into business with a boyfriend XYZ. I mean, I've never really gone into a business. I just resold a few pieces of jewelry from Amazon on top of a roof one time. But I'm like not feeling.
Also, like I like advertised for a butt bleach once. That was a big account.
But I'm like not feeling any sort of anxiety about like going into business with Marcus because like we get along so well. Like,
Yeah, like business has never come in the middle of any kind of like relationship, right? Like, so the producer's like, have you guys ever gotten in a fight, Larsa? And she goes, haha, well, only when I like touch other guys, like, cause like I'm a toucher, and like he doesn't like that.
yeah, he really doesn't like when I get too close to Horace Grant's grandson. He feels like that's really strange.
The way she doesn't move anything in her face, I'm surprised I can even hear a voice coming in. It's just like,
Hi. Okay, I'm gonna read in the talk now. Like, I'm Larsa, like, and like, okay.
like, is someone else talking?
I know.
Who's talking?
But my favorite is that when she starts her podcast, she suddenly becomes very sing-songy. She puts her head to the side. She goes, it's Larsa Pippen. It's Larsa Pippen. And he's like, and Marcus Jordan. And we're the new hosts. And we host a new, you say this part, Marcus. Host a new.
Podcast. We also
It's
so
less
why don't
Pippin.
I? You know what?
Oh, sorry.
Why don't we do like half of it? Like I'll do half and you do half.
Okay. It's Larsa
Okay.
Pippen.
Pippin, you do it. You start over.
Okay.
And Marcus Jordan.
It's Larsa.
Marcus Jordan. It's Marcus Jordan.
No, you're
too.
supposed to say
I'm
Pippen.
an
You
air.
said half, we do half. So I did my half
Oh my
my
gosh.
name.
These two idiots. So it's called this poor girl too, and you can tell like she actually works
God.
because she is horrified. The producer girl is like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna be here all night editing these two idiots." So Marcus explains that the podcast is separation anxiety, and he's like, "Yeah, there's just like so much chatter about our relationship, so this is a platform to clear it up." No one is chattering. You are just as thirsty, Air to MJ. I cannot believe two thirsty people found each other. I mean, it's kind of romantic, actually.
You know
But
what?
God, no one cares.
You know what, Ronnie? I went to lunch the other day, and there was a lot of chatter about these two. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to subscribe to their podcast and find out what's really going on with Larsa and Marcus. This is going to
can't
enrich
wait.
my life.
Oh my God. Could you please make it about all the nothing you've accomplished? Oh my God. Fucking A.
Finally,
Seriously?
someone sets the record straight about Larsa and Marcus. I'm so glad we have clarity.
Oh my
Thank God
God.
it's on the record.
She's like, oh my God, like people don't even like understand. Like, I didn't know him when I was a kid. Like, and he's like, yeah, the most common thing people say is that you used to babysit me when I was young. Like, I never had a job when I was young. So, still don't.
I mean, you're not that much younger than me. I mean,
And then it says Larsa 48, Marcus 32. She's like,
yeah. It's just, I feel like it's like hard to meet someone who fits all the categories, you know, handsome, kind, heir to millions and millions of dollars.
Super rich, like. It's crazy. And then he's like, so the
Get my
producer's
ex-
like, so wait.
Gets my ex mad in a very, very specific way that very few people in this world could. Yeah.
Totally. So I'm trying to find this. I was taking a lot of screenshots yesterday. Okay, so he says, how long have we been seeing each other before? How long had we been seeing each other before we said things to our friends? And she goes, oh my God, like we were in the media before we could even like say anything. Like, and then we get a headline of Daily Mail. Larsa Pippen, 48, puts on very racy display, showing off her underwear in a see-through catsuit while arm in arm with Michael Jordan's son Marcus on a dinner date in Miami. Okay. But I really didn't like want any attention at all. It was like crazy that we were in like the media, like,
Yeah.
you know, her ass was texting them. Like,
Of course it
Come on.
was. Yeah, of course she was. So then Marcus is, yeah, he's like, yeah, I got like a couple of texts from my mom and some family members, and like I think there was like interest and intrigue, and I was hanging out, and like it caught some people on the side of my family off guard a little bit. No pun intended, because in basketball there's guards. Get it?
okay, so this whole thing is to talk about your relationship, but you're not going to talk about, you're just going to say randomly, our family didn't like it, but now they like it. You're gonna, if this is an insider podcast, does Michael Jordan hate Larsa? Has he called her names? Has he slandered her husband at the dinner table? Give us what we want.
Exactly. Are they welcome in Michael Jordan's home? That's what I really want to know. I'm gonna say no,
Right,
because
and
Michael
then-
Jordan went on the record and said he's not happy about this.
Yeah, and then Larsa's like,
Yeah, but like then like we had like Thanksgiving together like with my parents, and then my parents were like okay with it.
no one cares about what your parents think. Are you kidding? No one is like, oh my God, the heir to Michael Jordan is dating Larsa Pippen. What do her parents think? Nobody cares. Your parents didn't do
Don't
anything.
care.
Oh my God. So the producer asked her, so did you see Michael at Thanksgiving? And she goes,
Wait, why do I have to like talk about him? Like I don't want to talk about him. Like I don't have to.
like, yes, you do. She's acting like, oh my God, I'm so famous. Like, I don't even need to bring his name up. You're literally doing a podcast to talk about the relationship that you're only in because he said signed. I can't with this person.
I know. Hey, make sure you rate, review, and subscribe to our new podcast with
Yeah, like seriously,
it's your line, babe. With
you do it. No,
Okay.
I have to do it all. Or
Mark-
like I can't do
Larsa-
it. Like you do it.
okay, all
Go
right.
ahead.
Make sure to
He's
rate,
doing it.
review, and subscribe to our new
Do it.
podcast with
Yeah, like he said.
Larsa and Marcus. Should we call it
I want-
Larsa and Marcus?
I want
Okay,
you
fine.
inside
I'll
of
just do-
me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I want you. I want to be inside of you. Although you could be inside
Should
of
we
me.
call
It'd be
ourselves
weird.
Larcus? We
Yeah.
should call ourselves Larcus.
They should call themselves Marsa, like Mursa. They should just be Mursa. They'll just be a Mursa. So then now we have Julia and Adriana getting into a car, and Julia's like,
My car stinks. Dogs, donkeys, goats. They all drive it. Not very well, but we let them do it.
Okay, so Adriana is going to get ketamine treatment
"Yes, of course."
because psychedelics are coming back to treat anxiety, depression, and trauma.
It helps
Yeah,
you beat people to the tweet.
Fucking ketamine therapy. I went through that in my 20s. I'm still fucking crazy. I'll tell you that much, okay? I mean, it was self-given therapy. But still, that counts. Why do I have to pay a doctor to do it? Give me the fucking drug. Like, they're literally sitting you in a chair for you to do drugs. Is it just to have a fucking babysitter? I'll call a babysitter. I'm not paying some fucking doctor to give me, I'll pay a doctor to give me the drugs, but not to sit there while I do it. I need Netflix when I have drugs on.
Congratulations, by the way, to the overworked producer who clearly got the phone call that was like, hey John, we're going to need to have a storyline for Adriana. Can you figure out something? And he's like, well, I just saw some sort of ketamine argument on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Got it. Great. We'll put Adriana on ketamine. He's like, no, didn't mean that. Okay. Because here we are. Ketamine having its second moment in 2023 on Bravo. Adriana having therapy with it. So she's hoping it's going to knock the sadness out of her brain and bring her old self back. And she goes, actually, I miss myself. I want me back. I was like, really? Have you seen seasons 1, 2, and 3? Are you sure about that?
You're still there. I would just like to add, you are still there. Season 1 you is still alive and kicking.
Ask Joanna Krupa. Maybe the phrase should be alive and slapping. I think people forgot about that. People forgot that happened.
Oh, God, they never forget because they never stop playing these. You know, it's like every Saturday. These people are still sending hate mail for shit from 10 years ago. And I love it. Okay.
So,
On the
meanwhile,
sad part, she does have a lot of really bad things that have happened, right? So she's going to go get trauma therapy or whatever, to which I just say, give me the drugs. I'm still sticking with it. Trauma or not, give me the drugs.
Ketamine.
So they start talking about this fuck cancer party because Adriana is offered to have it at her house, which of course turned into, and now guess what? I don't want Alexia or Marisol there. So Julia had to be like,
I don't think that's right to do this. It's cancer party. What would God do? He would hit in the leg, poop on the floor. Little pellets.
So Julia is going to call Marisol in the car and invite her. And Adriana is very upset about this because she wanted to ban them, but then she realized she would lose the upper hand in her moral argument. So she's like, well, I guess we decided we're not going to do what Marisol does to Alexia, so go ahead and make the phone call. Because her whole thing is that Marisol puts Alexia in terrible positions because Marisol is terrible like that. And so she's not going to be like Marisol, and she's going to let Julia, her friend, do this.
so Julia calls Marisol. Marisol's like,
Who's Julia? Julia? I am surprised that you're calling me Julia. Wow, Julia's calling. Julia's calling. Steve just ran into a wall. That is hilarious. Steve, you are hilarious.
I'm also surprised because I thought I was picking up a banana and it was my phone. It answered a lot of questions. I never thought the banana rang before. Now I see why I thought that. So,
Well, I want to extend an invitation to celebrate Martina battling cancer. Unfortunately, I will not be as successful as Martina in battling Tone. And I would like you to come see it because we have a place for you there. Please come.
well, I would absolutely love to come, and there's nothing that could keep me away from it. It's at Adriana's house, but unfortunately, I just came down with an illness, and I have an appointment with the doctor right now, tomorrow.
I have a medical procedure tomorrow. I mean, when don't I? Am I right? I have to lay down after that. So, unfortunately, not going to be able to make it to that.
You may have already heard about it because you perhaps bought one of my T-shirts that says "My brain is broken." So, gonna have a surgery for that tomorrow.
So she's stressed out. Julia's stressed out, right? So Adriana's like, oh, this was BS. She was gonna come, and then she found out it was at my house. It's like, you didn't want her to come anyway.
Yeah.
You don't get to be like trying to have a party just so you can't invite somebody and then get mad that person didn't want to come to the party that you were throwing just so you could not invite them to.
Exactly. Although I've definitely pulled that maneuver before. And then Julia's like,
No, I think you should give benefit of doubt.
and Adriana's like, no, I know her longer than you, and she gives you bullshit excuse, and you bite it if you're gullible. And Julia's like,
No, but she cannot manipulate me because he's not rich. She cannot. It's okay. I don't care enough about her.
so Julia's basically like, come on.
Really? Then why are you trying to defend Mary? So I had trauma.
Yeah, and then we see a montage of Marisol yelling at Adriana, which is funny because they're trying to make Marisol seem like an abuser to Adriana, but the truth is that like Adriana is so much worse to Marisol, I think. And I'm not a big Marisol fan, but Adriana goes so much harder than Marisol does. Marisol always thinks she's going hard.
100%.
Yeah.
And Adriana literally has started it every single time. Every single time. And the stuff is not little stuff either. Like, she's like, oh, really? Well, let me tell you about Marisol's ex. He's trying to get me on the Tinder. You know, she's trying to say all this stuff. And Marisol is like, oh my gosh, she's farting. She's like, how dare you? I'm traumatized.
I know.
How dare you traumatize me?
You're a hater. You're a hater. So Julia's basically like, can we move on? So So now they get to the doctor's office.
Dr. Wiener.
Dr. Gretchen Wiener. And then the nurse sits down with Adriana before she gives her ketamine and goes, now this is what I tell all my patients. You are in our home, and we're not going to let anything bad happen to you. But by the way, please put the toilet seat down. It's literally our home. We live here. They won't let us leave.
Well, I can't say the same thing is going to happen to you at my home if your name is Marisol. Traumatized. So then they do this actual drug therapy on camera, which is super weird to me. I don't know that I love seeing somebody so fucked up on drugs.
I know.
On camera, and I'm not really a prude about it. You know, like I love my drugs. I've definitely loved them in the past, but this is kind of like people muttering to themselves on the street, screaming. Like, it's sad. You know what I mean?
I was actually uncomfortable with it because in the beginning, Adriana sounded like she was it sounded amazing. And she was like, oh, my body feels like gel. I'm floating and listen to music and notes. I'm floating. I'm like, is she going to get addicted? Like, not to sound prudish about this, but like, like, this sounds really good. What if she gets a habit? Is this safe? Is this okay?
Well, there's a lot of like microdosing and a lot of ways that they're using drugs to help, like mushrooms, microdosing mushrooms and stuff, where I think they're making a lot of progress with therapies like that, which is fine. But ketamine, I mean, just as someone who did a lot of it, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But then also watching her like literally have a breakdown, an emotional breakdown on camera, mixed with like just being so fucked up. It feels, I mean, I know, look, obviously she set up the scene. She didn't only consent to it. This is what she's doing on purpose, but I didn't like it. I felt very like, I felt very prudish. I was like, I don't want to watch somebody this fucked up. Like, I've seen it, and I've had a lot of drug addiction in my life and in my friends, and I just don't love watching somebody purposely get fucked up on TV. Sorry, okay? You know what? If it's an alternative treatment that works for you, good for you. I don't want to watch it.
It was very emotional, actually. I was surprised, actually, that I was moved by it towards the end because Adriana was sobbing. Like, it was that was a real sob of grief for her brother and her father. And it was like coming from like that deep, deep place. She was curled up. It was coming from like from her stomach almost. And Julia's crying and Julia's gone through stuff. And I was emotional just for the emotions that were happening there. But then I got mad when they were like, oh, by the way, I guess it was a little bit later. It's like, by the way, you need to have 4 more treatments for it to really work. I was like, oh, okay, this is a con. I don't believe it anymore.
I don't know. So then Lisa comes to a boat. So there's like a little boat party, and it's for F1, which, as people may or may not remember, Lisa went to an F1 party and freaked out. Kiki was with her, and she freaked out on Lenny. That was in the Goss. Or was it on the show?
That was last
Did that already
year.
happen on the show?
Well, last year the issue was like, she's like, I've got to go to an F1 party, and he's going to be at the F1 party. And then she went and he was there. And then she said something like F1 parties are like, I guess, very important to Lisa and Lenny's social circle.
Which, there you go.
And apparently it was a huge bust.
That's self-explanatory. But yeah, that was a huge thing. So that was last year, huh?
But apparently it was a huge bust in Vegas because when you were there for BravoCon, apparently they were setting up for F1 and they were like shutting down everything. And apparently no one bought tickets and hotel prices were plummeting because they needed to get people in there. And it was a huge, huge dud. So,
wow.
F1.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's what I heard.
So then, so basically it's...
Old queen at the bar. Old queen at the F1 race. I don't know if it's true, guys. I'm sorry.
So Jody and Kiki... No, not Jody and Kiki. Jody and Lisa come, and Larsa and Marcus come, and Kiki is party of one. So she's like, what the hell? Why? I didn't know that they were going to bring boyfriends. Like, this is bullshit. And they're like, Larsa also is that friend who just walks in with her boyfriend, says hi, and then turns her back to you and makes out with her boyfriend.
It's obnoxious.
With her fucking back to you. She's just so gross.
You don't have to make out every 2 seconds. Well, I always think when people do that, that's the mark of insecurity in a relationship. And in fact, the fact that she even said that their only argument, it was... if she gets too handsy with other guys, I'm like, okay, so you guys have some issues, actually, because if you're not constantly making out, then there's insecurities when you're around other men. Like something is not stable here, and I can suss it out, and you can thank me later when it all comes true.
Yeah, I mean, it's Larsa and Marcus, though. I mean, it's not... no offense, but obviously they're just users. They're just a user using a user, and there can't just be users. There has to be a giver and a taker. You can't just both be takers, you know? He's
they're-
got the money, but he's also wanting the fame. And she's got, I mean, I assume she would still have money left, right? I don't know. They just seem to be so like,
Easy.
Yeah, they're both going to be on The Traitors, right? On the next season of The Traitors.
oh,
I think they are, which will actually be hilarious. It'll be hilarious in so many different ways. I hope that one of them is a traitor. I hope Larsa's a traitor. She'll be such a bad traitor. I'm like a good guy, like.
Hey, everybody, like, I didn't even mean to. Like, I just wasn't really sure that you knew I was a traitor. So, like, I told you no, but, like, I'm a traitor. So, like, what do you want from me? Like, fuck off.
Alan Cumming will despise her. He will be.
Oh, my God. Alan Cumming? I'm Larsa Cumming when Marcus is around. Right, Marcus? You're so hot.
Yeah, babe, you're so sexy. You're so sexy, babe.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So they're making out and being obnoxious, and Kiki's annoyed because she thought this was going to be a night for the ladies, like ladies' night, and instead you have Marcus making out with Larsa, and you have Jody doing his thing, which is that he just stands there and he's like. So she's like, "Fuck this," you know. Can't be without your
Yeah.
boyfriends for 3 seconds. God.
And then Larsa, the ever sensitive Larsa. Okay, Larsa's like,
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I'm just, like, past this point of, like, hanging out with my girlfriends. Like, I did that for 5 years, like. So, like, Kiki, like, she just needs to, like, find a boyfriend if she wants all these nights out together. Because, like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, go fuck
of course,
yourself.
until you're single, you fucking selfish ass.
Friends are not sneakers. You don't say, "Oh, I've had these sneakers for a while. I'm gonna throw them out and get just like I'm gonna be in a new phase." Like friends are friends. You're supposed to be able to hang out with them whether you're in a relationship or not. She is so awful. It's so amazing how many different dimensions of awfulness Larsa Pippen has.
That's just my note is Larsa remains a waste of humanity. There we go. So Larsa's like,
So, like, what about, like, at sports, though? Like, remember when we had that, like, sports thing? Like, I made a wish for you, and it was, like, to find a man.
I mean, would you be shocked if she had really said that? So Marcus is like, Marquis goes, you know what? Like, I fell and that hurt. And like, I think I did it because my shoes, I got them for $39.99. And Marcus is like, you need some Jordans. Yeah.
Kiki's like, "Yeah, hook me up, bro. Hook me up, bro." You know that. She's like, "Yeah, that's the reason why I brought it up. I've been pretending like I like you for 3 months now, and you still haven't given me a free pair of shoes. What's going on with this?"
So now Lisa brings up, she's like, okay, so I was just somewhere with
Adriana and Gertie, and I was like, let me be there for you. So I was like, tell me what's going on.
what part of it's supposed to be a secret? I mean, I know the original is Larsa, but what the fuck, Lisa? Like, what is wrong with you people? So we see a clip
Of the one day earlier. And Lisa's like, listen, I'm not going to say who, what, where, how. But I found out you're having a problem.
What are you talking about? You're dealing with a health problem, and I want to be there for you as a friend. I just want to know what's the best way to talk to Lenny, to someone who has cancer, or talk about Lenny. And Gertie's like, okay, you know what? If you bring it up now, you have to tell me. You have to tell me who said this, because if you bring it up now, you have to give me all the details.
I can't give you details. Here's what I know. My son tried to eat 2 pieces of pizza. It was embarrassing.
He said it was cheat day, but cheat day was 3 days away. So Gertie's like, but if
So
you,
with your father, every day is cheat day. What are you going to do? Just eat pizza till you explode?
and then my mother-in-law came over and said that was a little hussy. She doesn't even know she doesn't even know about the hussies that come through that household. Did you really want to know about my medical condition, or do you just want to talk about Lenny some more? What?
Can we talk about my cancer now?
You have cancer?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
No, I didn't mean that. I mean my star sign is Cancer or a different thing. So basically, Gertie is immediately knows that it's Larsa. You know, she immediately knows, and she goes, "You know what? I tested someone because I knew that they couldn't keep their mouth shut. And look at this." And Lisa goes, "There's no test here. It's just love. I just want to love on you." And Gertie goes, "I was testing someone, and that person failed big fail this time."
Bigly.
Bigly.
Trump glish. And Lisa's like,
No, there's no testing here. She goes, well, not for you. She goes, well, you said you were going to need everyone, and then I found out why you're going to need everyone.
she goes, oh, so you found out from Larsa. Just say it. She's like,
I'm not going to say who, what, where, or how, or around what, or the at symbol.
Would it
North,
make it better if I
south,
said it Lenny
where?
told me? Because this way we could get 2 people against him. So now we're back in the present.
Lisa. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so we're back in the present. And Lisa's like, well, guess what, guys? She was not happy about it. She was like, Larsa told you. I knew it. She said it was a test to see if you'd go back and tell everybody. And Larsa goes, I don't have time for tests. I have like a boyfriend. Like, hold on a second.
Yeah, I've been failing tests since I was a child. So what are you going to do now?
She needs to grow up. Okay, Larsa. You're sick. You're not supposed to be getting upset and screaming. You're not supposed to be drinking. I mean, when I sat there, we were talking and she was like, gonna have a drink or two. And I was like, you're not supposed to be drinking.
And then Larsa tells us, she goes, yeah, like, do you have cancer? Do you not have cancer? Like, who tests cancer? Are you giving cancer a test? That's like so crazy to me.
I mean, if you have cancer, you don't drink. And she was like, can I have a drink? Like, okay. So I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Wow. She's like, don't get it. I love how her thing is, the drinking thing to the side. Like, if you have cancer, you shouldn't be getting upset. So don't do things to upset her, Gertie. I mean, Larsa.
Larsa is the fucking worst. So now she's going to make it the storyline that Gertie is lying about fucking cancer. Yeah. Unbelievable. Except it's totally believable. But wow. So now prep for this opera party. They're getting all set up. And Adriana's telling what's her buns, Julia, she's feeling better. She has a headache, but that's normal. And she's going to go through all four to six treatments to see the change. And then Gertie, everybody's getting glammed up. And there's ding dong at Gertie's house, and she's like, Gertified. Get it? Someone get the door. It's probably more flowers. Oh my god.
And Gertie is still so furious about Larsa. She's like venting to Russell, and because she just had to post on social media, so she was putting that off, but she knew she had to post it because since Larsa's telling everyone, she had to do it. And she's like, why? Because we have TMZ Larsa. You know what Larsa did was so sloppy. What if my kids didn't know? What if my family didn't know just yet? And what if it got leaked to the press? And that's all correct. That's exactly why. And Larsa's such an idiot for not even considering anything when she goes and tells, like, not only does she tell the people in the circle, but she tells randos like Xana or whoever that girl is. And the other person doesn't even have a name. Remember there was like Xana and the other lady? She told other
So
lady.
Julia's like,
Should we warm up with a microphone?
I was like, oh my god, you have a microphone? Please no.
Keep it quiet. Keep it as quiet
Planes
as
are going to
possible.
fall out of the sky. You can't do this. Please don't do it.
So she's rehearsing, singing again terribly. And she's like, I've never sung in my life. I'm like, you don't say.
Yes.
And
yes.
she's like,
we know it.
and the birds all fly away.
The flock of birds scattering from the tree killed me.
Yeah. I am convinced that was not footage that they wedged in there. That was real-time birds flying away from Julia. I'm going to say that right now.
So Gertie comes in and she gets a drink. They're very careful to show her getting a drink because I guess that's going to be a story now.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, caliente. Well, I did this all for you, okay, Julia, because we're going to the opera, darling. Look at my outfit. It's a very opera, darling.
And then Alexia is showing up and she hugs Gertie and she goes, okay, you know what? I'm going to be honest. I already knew. And Gertie's so mad. She's shaking her head. And Gertie's like, what I'm not happy about is that obviously I was not able to tell you myself because I wanted to. And now you can understand how shocked I was to hear that the super personal news was set at a dinner. And you're talking about those waiters there, there's bartenders, there's a very, very disgusted podcast producer stuck there. I mean, God, who else was there?
No, but I think it was private. Like, if I had to say, like, I would say that, like, it was, like, private. That she didn't say it, to anybody but, me. And the other people and like everybody, but like in a private way.
Yeah, she put us to the side and then said very loudly, please bring over 4 more people. Choose who you want. I don't care who they are. And then we should told everyone.
And then they cut to Larsa going,
And then she was like, I have breast cancer, like. And then she was like, I have breast cancer, like. And then she was like, I have breast cancer, like.
Like telling
Gertie with
everyone.
breast cancer, like.
There's like a plane flying over Miami with a banner behind it. Hey, Art Basel, guess what? Gertie has breast cancer.
Like.
Like,
So
no, there's
Gertie-
another plane. There's another little plane behind it that just says like.
here to like.
So now Nicole shows up. Anthony's at a business dinner, and they're just saying that Gertie's like saying how Alexia's trying to talk her down from the ledge. Gertie's just so mad. She's just really, really mad right now, and how she's like, I really said, please keep this confidential, and she didn't do that. And Alexia agrees that like it was terrible, and everyone's agreeing that it's terrible. They're just all talking about it. Like Larsa's terrible.
So then Alexia is still trying to stick up for her. You know, she's like, well, to me, she like said it concerned. And Nicole says, did she? Because like she called me and she said, what's going on with Gertie? Is it real? And I'm like, hold on. This chicken is almost done boiling in a bag. It's crazy. Hold on. Oh my God.
I
So
almost went
juicy
to
and tender.
I would go to culinary school if I didn't already have a full-time job at a hospital. What are you doing, Alexia?
You know what? I might as well be a lawyer because like I'm suing so much feed. Like it's crazy. So anyway, she's like, is it real? And I'm like really confused because Lisa said she was testing me. So like, is she testing me because it's not real or what? And Gertie goes, mind blowing. My mind is blowing right now. Pow. That symbol that you just saw was blowing of a mind. My mind just exploded. Don't tell anybody though.
I cannot believe
Don't tell
Larsa. Larsa called Nicole to ask if it was real cancer. So
I mean, unbelievable. Like, do you think Nicole's gonna agree with you? What do you think? What are you thinking? My God.
So here comes a special moment. For the first time in 3 years, something delights Russell. He's sitting there alone at a table, and the waiter comes by and is like serving him eggplant, and they just keeps on serving him eggplant. And he's like, that's a lot of eggplant. Is this all for me? Oh my
I
God.
thought they were oysters.
Or there's oysters?
But we have never seen Russell smile like this. I mean, he was staring down at them with it was almost creepy how big he was
He
smiling.
was so happy. Whatever they were putting, it probably was oysters. I don't know why it would be like pieces of zucchini, but like whatever was being put on his plate, he was so happy.
So Martina comes and she's got her little tiny dog and she's like, hello, girls. And they all hug her and kiss her and tell her congratulations. And she's like, I brought Bolo here because she was here for all the treatments, unlike my wife. Am I right?
I can't imagine any excuse she would use to say why she wasn't there, but hopefully it's not something absolutely ridiculous that will mortify me shortly. So there's more cocktails, and Adriana and
Alexia is like, oh, wait a minute, Martina. Wait a minute. This card is from Todd. Is it longer than 9 minutes?
It's it's like one of those cards that has a recording. It's like,
Dear Martina, congratulations first and foremost to your win in Wimbledon. That was amazing. Watching you play tennis was a true masterclass. Hold on. In tennis. I have sent you some Godiva chocolates to celebrate your win for not just Wimbledon, but all the tournaments that you have played. And furthermore, your cancer. You have won it. You won cancer. Congratulations. I've got 12 more pages to read. Do you have the time?
So then we go over to Adriana kissing whoever, Martina. Oh, no, Alexia. So
have a
she's
nice
like, hello, welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. And Alexia's like, hello, you know what? I've never been to your house before, but I have to say, like, very good taste. You've always had very good tastes. Always.
She says, Peter, I have no problem being nice to Adriana. I mean, like I meant what I said, and I want no drama tonight. I'm going to stay out of it. And if there's going to be drama, it's not going to come from me. Because you know what? Honestly, I'm still too exhausted from making that pizza dough for 45 minutes. I don't have it in me.
So everybody is sitting down now. All the girls are sitting on couches. And so Nicole's like, did anyone talk to Lisa? Because like, I'm not sure she's going to come after that article. And Gertie's like, why would she not come? What article? She goes, because there's drama with an article. And then we see a headline. And basically it's like, Lisa Hochstein accused of planting a listening device in Lenny's douche-mobile.
I don't know how I ever missed this story. I didn't even seek this headline when it happened, and I was cracking up. The role of cars in Lisa's life is very fascinating between F1 and now this car. So Lisa's not texting anyone back, and they're trying to reach her, and they're all like, "Oh well, she's probably late, you know." And then Alexia explains, "Oh well, you know, like it's something like, you know, Lenny lent her the car because it was like his car, you know, and like he was trying to be nice." And then like Gertie goes, "When is Lenny nice?" Like, right.
I know.
And like, you know, then she gave it back to him, and then there was like a listening device in it. So there you go.
It's also an interesting continuation talking about cars, because wasn't it the last episode or the episode before where Lisa's like,
Yeah, how come he's allowed to have all these cars, but I've only got one car? I mean, he's fighting with me over a car. I have children.
and so it looks like that fight went into like, okay, you can take my car then, you know, to do whatever. And then now he's accusing her of putting a listening device in that car. Oh my God.
I think the next.
And by the way, no
yeah.
one said that. I'm just like connecting the stories from episodes.
Exactly. I think the next edition of Cars from Pixar should be about the cars in this relationship. It'll basically just be like Kramer versus Kramer, like Pixar edition.
So now Larsa and Marcus arrive, and the ladies are still talking, and Kiki's like, is this serious? If this is serious, then that could be a criminal case. And Nicole's like, but like, how do they prove it though? Kiki says, there are ways to prove it. She's like, oh my God, like, well, I'll tell you this, whoever put that listening device in probably used gloves.
Thanks for the... Wow. A twist.
They're really going into it.
A twist in the case.
It's like
Someone
cereal.
Blink, 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 blink.
How many gloves did you use to put in the listening device?
Get Jack Bauer on the case.
So, Nicole, so silly. So Gertie's like, okay, then should we check on Lisa then? Because Lisa's having like a problem or whatever. And Julia's like,
Well, she's usually late, but not this late.
and so everyone's like, wait a minute, what's going on? So Larsa comes over and she hears the conversation. She's like, well,
Jody like texted Marcus like, and he said that they're like coming like, and I was like, get in line. Right, Marcus?
Hi, welcome to Larsa and Marcus podcast time.
Line.
Welcome.
Sounds so... You're like so hot. Your voice is like so hot, babe.
Thanks, babe.
So Adriana's like, oh, well, she's probably late. And so then they're like, you know, they're talking about this could be like real. This could be real. This could be like a real thing. And then Alexia does my favorite thing that she does, which is when she sort of like accentuates someone else's sentence, because Nicole goes, because like, you know, like this could be real because like Lenny's saying that like she was listening in, like trying to listen to the conversation with the lawyer. And Alexia goes, client lawyer privilege, yeah. I love when she does that. Client lawyer privilege, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so Nicole's like, well, I don't think Lisa could even do that, because like, could you imagine Lisa and like her huge platforms, like going under the car and like putting a device under there? That is hilarious, right? So funny.
Platform shoes, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think she's basically saying like, Lisa's too stupid to plant a listening device.
Everyone is saying
But
that, yeah.
I would guess that the reason Lindy found it is because it's like an Apple, what are those called? AirTag, where if you put that in someone's car, they're built for anti-stalking, right? Because people were having a problem because they were putting them in people's cars that they were stalking, and then they got in a lot of trouble. So Apple now has a thing. If there's an AirPod around you when you leave, something will pop up on someone's phone and be like, there's an AirPod near you or an AirTag near you.
I imagine the way Lisa would do it is she gets like one of those iPads that has like, for kids, where it has like the big rubber handles around it, like shaped like a butterfly, and she just puts it on the dashboard. He'll never know. And he's like, Lisa?
She puts like a Betacam recorder in there.
It's like a giant teddy bear nanny cam on the dashboard. I got him this time.
It's a ring cam. It's just like a doorbell.
She just left her phone and she's just looking on FaceTime. She's just watching. Shh, Jody, he got in the car. Quiet, we have to listen in. It's like, Lisa, I see your face. It's FaceTime. Shucks.
So now they've been talking about this for a while now, but Gertie sees Larsa, so she goes, no, with the gossip guys. And she like flips her hair, and Larsa goes, what? I'm not talking to you, so don't worry about it. What do you mean? Like what gossip? Like what? Like I wasn't talking to you, so it doesn't matter. Like, but wait, why are you so angry like?
Okay. So the Adriana's like, guys, let's do a toast. It's about Martina tonight. It's going to be nice to everyone. They're like, fine. And so they do a toast, and Gertie's like, cheers. And drinking is not on my doctor's not to do list either, so I will have a sip, everyone.
So
Larsa has,
basically, she's like determined to have a fight at a cancer party about telling people she had cancer. I mean, this show, can you really? It's like, it's a cancer battle. Leave it up to Real Housewives of really Miami, but Real Housewives of anywhere to be like, we're going to have a cancer fight about someone else's cancer at a party.
And it's going to be funny.
Cancer.
And it's going to be funny. We're going to make cancer funny. And so then Larsa goes, oh, you can snap at me once like, and you can snap at me twice like, but at some point, you're going to wake up the sleeping bear like, and then you're not going to like it like.
You're not going to like it like. So Lisa calls them, and they're like, Lisa, where are you? And she goes, the police just came to my house. And they're like, what?
This show. The police just came to her house.
Wow.
This show is the only
show.
This is the only show that can make like a cancer conspiracy theory fight funny and then top it with a police issue about eavesdropping in a car. I mean, it's just, this show just fires all the time. It just fires on all cylinders.
It just keeps giving.
It gives.
mother. Yes, mother.
The show is mother.
This show is mother.
It is, though.
All right, everybody. We sure love you. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back later today or tomorrow. I don't know. Sometime
knows?
with
What day
Southern
is it?
Charm.
Is it, are we in January? Is it
completely
March?
tuned.
I don't know what time or where we are.
We've looned our tuned, everybody. Okay, guys, thanks so much for being here. We will talk to you next time.
Bye. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.